Hi guys, welcome to Multiverse. Today we are going to play with our friend the Red Hood. It's been a while since I played with this character, so I guess I was a little bit overdue. Just give me a second to finish setting up my settings here, and then we'll be good to go. So it's been a while since we played with our Red Hood friend. Hopefully we should be able to reach level 30 with our friend today. I guess we'll have to wait and see. So almost there. Hello 9866. Hello Eric. Hello Costas. There were a few changes, it seems, to YouTube. I get a whole bunch of messages telling me about new stuff. I guess I'll have to take a look at that afterwards. Um no, I don't have the Outlaw jacket with this character. This is a low-level character. You can see he's only level 28, so he doesn't have access to the Red Hood style just yet. But in the long run, hopefully, we'll get it someday. Hello, Keshan. Hello, Kyrie's. So I guess while we wait for people to log in, let's start by playing the Vault, and we'll take it from there. Oh, having more armory is awesome. I love it. Sadly, the drawback.
Welcome, welcome, one and all, to Joker's Room of Fun, Mayhem and Prizes.
Salut Hyperax.
Flatten your opponents, or just some useless crap? Who knows? You pays your money and you takes your chances. Break the presents and get your prizes.
So as I was saying before, the evil Joker interrupted me. Hello, that soul guy. Is that having many armories in one base is all kinds of awesome. A little too awesome. It will make it very, very tempting to purchase more armories with a whole bunch of characters. Already, I have already like 4 armories with my Batman character, and so far I was trying to limit myself. So far, I was trying to limit myself to like 4 armories per character because most of my characters have only one base. So pretty much all of my characters have 2, maybe 3 or 4 armories. And but with pretty much any characters, 4 armory was the maximum of armory I was getting them. The exception to that is my multiverse character. He's the only character I have that has 16 armories. But now, since we can have as many armories as we want and in one base, uh, since we can have many armories now in one base, it gets very, very tempting to add more and more armories to a whole bunch of bases. Already, I'm thinking of adding maybe a couple of extra armories to my Batman base. I guess we'll have to wait and see. And already, you can see I've added an extra armory to our friend Jason Todd, a Robin armory. It doesn't really matter if you break all the gifts before or after the Joker speaks. It doesn't really change anything. Thank you, Caris. To answer, I skipped a question. Non, Hyperax, il n'y a pas vraiment de cadeaux gratuits pendant Halloween. At 14 plus CR, basically you get whatever gear you get as you level up. I'm not sure if I have. Oh, let's consume that. I don't really have any examples, but let's go play a few missions. You should be able to see a couple of examples once I do that. Oh, you mean 140? At 140, yeah, I think that's pretty much the combat rating you need to be able to have the Red Hood set of gear. Salut Calvin. But yeah, for the Red Hood gear, you have to be like something like a 140, 150, I forget. But you have to be somewhat high level for that. It's sad because there's a few gear like that where you have to wait until you're much higher level. Like I remember eons ago when they first added the Green Lantern gear. The Green Lantern gear was tier 5 at the time, so you had to be combat rating 80 something before you could actually start purchasing the Green Lantern gear. So if you had a Green Lantern character, sadly eons ago, you could not really be a real Green Lantern until you reached tier 5 and combat rating like 84 or something. Could be 146. It's been a long time since I purchased that gear with my multiverse. Pas que je sache, Hyperax. The next event starts today, actually. Today we have the St. Patrick event that starts. It should last 2 weeks, I think. I think it lasts up to the 26th or something like that. So we should be able to have the St. Patrick seasonal. I've made a video about it if you want to see what missions actually we get for the St. Patrick seasonal. It's not a big event. It's like just a couple of missions. From what I understand, you can have about 10 cloverleaf per day or something like that. So you should be able to purchase at least a few of the items from the vendor. No, never played a Splinter Cell. So today we have the St. Patrick seasonal, and I suspect the last week of March we should have the Deluge DLC. The reason why I say the last week of March is that usually when things hit test, it takes about 2 weeks before it goes to the live server. And right now the Deluge DLC has not been added to the test server just yet. So it should be added soon enough. That's a nice Starfire. The Paradox Classic Batman emblem. I don't think I have it. I probably don't have it with this character. But I'm pretty sure I have it with my multiverse character and probably another one that I failed to recall. Deluge should be fun. They're going to add a whole bunch of Aquaman stuff. Personally, I'm not a big fan of Aquaman. I like the character well enough, but I wouldn't say that I'm a big Aquaman fan. And I'll be the first to admit that him being able to talk to fish is a little bit silly. And also him needing to be close to water doesn't make him very useful in a lot of situations. Although they've tried, for quite a long time, they've been trying to give quite a boost to Aquaman to make him, let's say, less useless. The Batman stealth skills? Well, we do actually learn to use stealth in the army. If you ever join the army one day, they do teach you some stealth. You do gain some stealth ability in the army. There is some training for that. Like the ability of being stealthy obviously doesn't work like it does in the end games. But there is actually such abilities in the real world, and there are ways to learn those abilities. No, I do not have Snapchat. I do have the closest to an Arkham Knight I was able to come up with. This little guy is this here. Right now, it's as close to the Arkham Knight as I can get. I'll probably try to create a better version using my multiverse character, but right now for the Arkham Knight, it's about as close as I can get so far. Yeah, Starro will be basically the deluge will be the Starro event we had last year, and they'll add a bunch of stuff to the event in order to be able to turn it into a full-blown DLC, a complete DLC, I should say.
First Scarecrow broke out of Arkham, and now Poison Ivy's on the loose. I don't like it. While Robin investigates, I'm relying on you to handle the mess outside. After your past experiences, I'm sure you can handle it.
The Earth 3 wasn't really merged with the Anti-Monitor event. The Anti-Monitor event was still its own event.
This time, she's created...
They made a few changes to the Anti-Monitor event, like they added a solo mission, and I think there's something else they changed that I failed to read. Oh, and then they made the 8-player mission a weekly event as opposed to a daily event. But the Anti-Monitor event was pretty much the same as last year.
Can you help me? I need silk spinners from those walking fly traps, but I can't get close enough. That material might be...
For the Aquaman mission, you have to be level 22 or something like that. Usually, no, that mission is not very difficult. Of course, it's easier. It's easier to play that mission with certain powers. There are certain powers that will make that mission easier, and certain powers will make that mission a little more challenging. The Trace in Time is like it's a tier 5 set of armor, and you have to be lucky to get it. Either you have to be lucky to get it as a drop, or you have to purchase it from the rare style vendor. No, I don't have hairy legs. I barely have any hair on my body. Even in my armpits, there's barely a few strands of hair under my armpits. And my legs are pretty much the same. A little known, I guess something not many people know. I'm like a half Indian. So I guess that half... Usually Indians don't have much hair, and I guess I inherited that from my Indian heritage. For Deluge, it's too early to tell. We don't really know what they're planning so far, other than adding some extra stuff to the Starro event. The Batman Paradox chess piece. I'm not sure exactly which chess piece you mean. I thought you meant one of the emblems that we got during the anniversary event. Batman would make a great soldier. I've been a soldier for 2.5 years, and I didn't kill anyone, so Batman would do fine.
Forensic toxicology report. The toxins in this rose cause immediate paralysis.
Ah, thank Harry's.
I think it wanted to transform me into something.
I hope you have fun with DC.
Tofu.
I understand that DC is not perfect. There's quite a few things that most likely could be improved, but overall, it can still be a fun game. Personally, I always have fun playing DC Universe Online. A little too much fun, I guess. Yeah, in Earth 3, yeah, they did link the end of Earth 3 with the anniversary event. Sadly, it was fun at the time, but I see that as a bit of a drawback because not, like when people played the Earth 3 DLC and then played the Anti-Monitor event, it worked together, so it kind of made sense. When Johnny Quick does that comment and then it leads into Earth 3, it was fine. But now people that do play the Earth 3 event, they don't have that, so people have no idea what Johnny Quick actually is talking about now, because the anniversary event sadly only lasts 1 month.
Oh wow. Thanks for snapping me out of that. Bye.
I couldn't break away. Thanks.
A DC Cold War storyline? I don't think so. They should make whatever storyline they want to make. I doubt they would make anything for DC versus Mortal Kombat. From what I understand, it's literally two different studios. I'm not sure how I was about to say NetherRealms. I forget the name of the studio. That is it. NetherRealms who made Mortal Kombat. I forget. But I strongly doubt that they have anything to do with Daybreak and especially this universe. So they probably just licensed some of the rights for some of the characters to be able to make the Mortal Kombat. But I'm not sure why DC would DC Universe Online would have anything to do with them.
I think it wanted to transform me into something gross.
And you can already make a pretty good version of a whole bunch of Mortal Kombat character within the DC Universe Online right now. Oh yeah, I did play other MMOs. The first MMO I really played was Dungeons and Dragons Online. I had tried, like I have some friends who were hardcore EverQuest fans, and I tried EverQuest. I wasn't too crazy about that. One of my cousin also was playing World of Warcraft. I tried World of Warcraft up to level 5, 10, I forget. Just like one evening I played with my cousin, and I didn't really feel like playing those games really at the time. But the first real MMO I tried was Dungeons and Dragons Online. I played that game for I'd say about 6 months. One of the reasons why I started playing it was first I had a few friends who were playing that game. So we started playing pretty much together at the same time. So we were able to level up together. We didn't have a big group. We had like just 4 of us playing the game. Hello, Lucan. I'm not sure I saw your comment, Costas. I'll have to go back. Just give me a second. So anyway, so basically the first game I played, the first MMO I played really was Dungeons and Dragons Online. I'm a big Dungeons and Dragons fan. So that's mainly why. And again, as I mentioned, I have friends. I have friends who wanted to play that game as well. And then later on, we started playing. We pretty much stopped playing Dungeons and Dragons Online, and we started playing. Lord of the Rings Online. I played that game again for about 6 months. Although for Lord of the Rings Online, we did play it quite a lot for about 6 months. Basically, I was between projects. I didn't have that much to do at the time. So we were able to spend a lot of time. Like we played for about 6 months, and about half of those, the first 3 months we played, we really played. Like I would go to my friend's place. There was like 3 of us, 4 of us, right next to each other, almost as if we were playing a LAN party, and we would play Lord of the Rings Online quite a lot. So Lord of the Rings Online is was the MMO I was playing before DC Universe Online. And then when I started, at some point I started working again on a project that kept me really, really busy. So I didn't have that much time to play Lord of the Rings Online anymore. But my friends kept on playing, so I was like I couldn't keep up with them, sadly. So I pretty much had to keep on playing Lord of the Rings Online pretty much by myself because my friends were pretty much a little too high level at that point for me.
Ivy's expanded on her usual menagerie.
And then after that, I started playing DC Universe Online, and I tried a whole bunch of MMOs afterwards. Like there was one summer, the summer of Origin Crisis. Let's say I was a little burnt out on DC Universe Online for various reasons. And I tried a whole bunch of MMOs that summer. I tried Terra Online. I tried I forget. I tried Defiance. Defiance was actually kind of fun. I tried quite a few of them, and I tried Rift Online. I tried a whole bunch of them. Oh, bonne nuit, Hyperax. Sorry, I'm gonna have to go back a bit. I'm sure I missed a whole bunch of comments. Costas, I guess you were talking about you saw a Flash character, a Batman, and a Kid Flash. Well, yeah, you can create a pretty good version of those characters, so I'm not surprised. Yeah, David Lee, old school dice and books, those are the best. The Batman Beyond chest, I can't really help you for that. The only real way I could help you would be to purchase it for you, and I really don't have the time or the resources right now to do that. So I'm very sorry about that. Well, that's a bit. That's one of the things that was a bit disappointing from Marvel Heroes. We expected Marvel Heroes to be at least on par with DC Universe Online, so it was a bit weird to see them pretty much take a pretty huge step back. But who knows? Maybe at some point there will be a proper Marvel MMO. Well, for the names, there's a few ways you can cheat to try to have certain names. Also, Costas, if you play on the European servers, from what I understand, on the European servers, you can actually use some letters with accents that allows you to pretty much recreate any name you want. So you could call your character Batman with some special characters instead of some of the letters, and you would be able to have something that looks exactly like Batman, but that's actually using special characters. And special characters do not really show on this Universe Online. But that's only if you play on the European servers. If you play on the US servers, sadly on the US servers we don't have access to those special characters for some reason. My name on PlayStation, just give me a second and I'll get back to you on that. Let me bring my nut and I'll give you my name right after. I will spell it because it should be something like that. Just let me check if I didn't misspell it. There we go. Oh, you're not that late, DCUO. You only missed about 20 minutes. And as always, if you somehow missed part of the stream, you can watch the replay forever once it's on YouTube afterwards.
Was I being digested? That just ain't right.
Yeah, our hideout is right. Where is it? It's right over there. We'll go there in just a bit. I'm not sure if I'm done here. Am I done here? I guess I'm done here. I'm not sure why. There we go. I'm a bit surprised there's quite a few people today. So we're going to go to Ivy's lair right after. We just need still to complete a few objectives over here.
Forensic toxicology report. The petals of this flower are teeming with potent pheromones.
Yeah, it's underground. So under the city is somewhat accurate.
Join us or
And tonight, in case you guys forgot, we should have a new episode of Legends of Tomorrow. You have to go to the Watchtower. You can just go to if you go to your journal. If you go to the journal, you can see in the event Mixus Leprechaun. If you click on that, it'll tell you where to go. But basically, just go to the Watchtower, or if you're an evil villain, to the Hall of Doom, and go talk to Mr. Mixus Pitalik, and you should be able to play the mission. It's technically 3 missions. There's one mission where you have to gather coins. There's one mission where you have to fly around the city and talk to Mr. Mixus Pitalik a few times. And there's also a race that you can... the awesome picture for YouTube. I'm not sure which picture you refer to. Basically, most of the images I have on my YouTube channel, I either made myself, or sometimes I'll use some of the promo images that DC Universe Online makes. Like for the St. Patrick's Seasonal, DC Universe made a really nice illustration with Mr. Mixus Pitalik. I decided to use that. Usually I'll make my own thumbnails, but once in a while, if I see that DC did a great job doing something that can work as a thumbnail, I'll use that. DC cannot really keep up. You have to understand that sometimes some of the stuff we see, by the time we see a DLC come out, odds are DC have been working on that DLC for like 1 year, 2 years. A lot of the stuff that we see in game right now have been in the work for the past year or two. So they have to work on their stuff way ahead of time. And I'm not sure. I don't know how much communication they have with DC on that front. Like I wouldn't be surprised if DC plays it close to the vest, and if they don't give all the information to DC Universe Online ahead of time. So in order to be able to have the current stuff from DC Comics, they have to start working on that way ahead of time, and DC would have to tell them way ahead of time. And odds are by the time like the DC Universe Online would have to start working on let's say right now we have a Court of All DLC that's coming up. No, that's a bad example. Let's say right now we have an event that's happening in the comic, whatever. Let's call it we have a Red Hood event in the comic. In order to be in the comic today, they had to start working on that event in the comics maybe 6 months ago. Oh, the profile pic, I came up with that. It's one of my characters. So let's say they had a Red Hood event right now. Basically, they would probably have been working on that comic for about 6 months before it saw print. Maybe even a bit more than that. But even if 6 months ago, when they started working on the storyline, they had told DC Universe Online, okay, in 6 months we're going to release a Red Hood event comic. There's no way DC Universe Online could do a DLC in that time. So they would have to tell DC Universe Online what comic they're going to work on like a year and a half before they even work on that comic, and that's just not doable. So the only thing that DC Universe or Universe Online really could do is to make DLC based on past event. They cannot really make it based on current events because that just doesn't give them enough time to be able to do that. I tried Fortnite a bit. I wasn't too crazy about that. The one nice emerald. Let me check. Ah, I have the wrong character. I'm not sure. I would have to look it up. And I think I have it on my multiverse character, but I've had it for a couple of years now, so I really don't remember what the one nice emerald actually is and actually does. So I would have to look it up. Well, they could make a Dark Knight episode, but it would be released in like 2 years. Like a Dark Knight Metal episode, I should say. Like they could make such an episode. But assuming they started working on it like in January, or assuming they started working on it right now, it would be released in what, a year and a half, 2 years?
Forensic toxicology report. One click from this rose and we think to call it work.
Yeah, I know it's a collection for the St. Patrick. I just don't remember what you get from it. I forget if it's the collection that gives you Mr. Mix's Lake or if it gives you Ambush Bug. Yeah, it's been quite a while, so I would have to look it up to be able to tell you exactly what it is. But yeah, Fortnite, I kind of tried it a bit, but I'm not. I guess I'm not too big on those battle royale kind of games. I understand that there's a bit of a craze over those games. It could be, where the thing is, even assuming they started working on the Dark Knights episode in January or maybe even last fall, it would take them at least a year, again, if not 2 years, to be able to release that DLC. So even assuming if they started to work on it last fall, then it would, at the earliest, it would be ready maybe next fall or the one after that. So it will take quite a while. Assuming they did start to work on such a DLC, it would take them quite a while before they actually complete it. I'm not sure if I'm done here. I guess we are.
Any breeze will send them out to infect the entire
Not sure why there's this side missions that
destroy Ivy spore cannons before that happens. Watch out for the pod people. They have enough money.
doesn't seem to pop when it's supposed to.
Just barely.
It's nice to know that you're a patient guy. We have to be patient with DC Universe Online, or with games in general, I suppose.
These spores will feast. Join us or be fertilizer.
I guess it's only the big guys, or... Oh no, this one too. Sure, Static Shock Batman Beyond DLC could be fun. It would have to be, from what I understand, they don't have the rights to the Batman Beyond TV show, but now there's a Batman Beyond comic, so they would have to use the Batman Beyond from the comic. The same with Static Shock. I would have to switch characters. Give me a second. I missed a bit of the comments. All 100 villains. I fought more than 100 villains. I fought thousands of them in the past 6.5 years. Thousands and thousands. Okay, for the collection, it should be here. Oh, come on. Okay, let's wait a bit. How many heroes do I have? I don't know. I'd say about 30. 28 to 30, something like that. Okay, let's try again. A collection of one. I'm not sure what it gives us. I think it gives us the Mixuspidolic that we can have in our base. If I'm not mistaken, I'll show you what it gives us. Or what I think it gives us. The glow around the characters are auras. There's a whole bunch of auras you can get. You can get them from the marketplace. You can get them from the broker. Right now, you can get some of them from booster bundles. You can get some of them from time capsules. It depends. There's a whole bunch of ways you can get auras. If I remember correctly, this is what you get. You see this little Mixuspidolic guy. I think that's what you get from the collection of one. I could be mistaken. It's been a long time. And in case you wonder what the little guy does, when you click on him, he throws a whole bunch of coins. Usually he runs around the base, but by a little bit of accident, when I rearrange my base, I put the little guy here, and it turns out that he's trapped in here, and he doesn't run around like he should be. It's like even though the door is open, somehow the door blocks him from going further. So once you gather all the coins that he throws around, then you can click on him. Gives you a little satchel. Let's see if we got anything good. And sadly, more often than not, we get stuff that's not really worth it. The same with the cat here. Let's click on our crystal as well. How do I get to make all those heroes? Well, if you're a free-to-play player, you can only create 2 characters. If you're a premium player, you can create 6 characters. And if you're a legendary player, you can create 18 characters. And then afterwards, if you want to have more than... no, it's not 18. It's 16 characters, sorry. So you can create up to 16 characters if you're a legendary player. And if you want to have more characters, then you can purchase more character slots. So you can see right now I have 31 characters here. And I also have characters on PC. So I have roughly 50 characters. And that's about 28, 30 of those are villains. Are heroes, sorry. To put on the auras, it's pretty simple. I'll show it to you in just a second. The music, it depends on the layer. Some layer have music, some don't. Some layer, and there's also a few items you can purchase. Like during the Christmas seasonal, there was those speakers you could purchase, and they would play some Christmas music. There's some speakers you can purchase right now in the St. Patrick seasonal. Again, if you click on those speakers, they should play some sort of music. Yeah, you have to pay to be legendary. You have to pay, and to have extra character slots, more than what you get. Yeah, it's $5 per slot. So for the auras, if you're wondering, if you go into accessory, like right now I have a whole bunch of auras I could put on my character. But it doesn't feel right to use auras with our little friend here. And the chest I have on my character right now, that's the scuba gear. It's a chest. It's a style that you can only get during the summer seasonal. So when there's the summer seasonal, you can purchase the scuba gear from the marketplace. But sadly, it's something that's available only during the summer seasonal. So you can only purchase it during the summer, basically.
Robin and Harvey alive as slaves. Free them from Ivy's influence, and they can help you take her down.
The music, it comes. Some layer have music, some layer don't. And there's also some items, like there's a few speakers you can purchase for the music. Other than that, I have no idea. Like the music you hear right now, if that's what you're talking about, it's the music in the game by default. If you go to your settings, if you go into audio, you can see music volume. So you can adjust it as you wish. I didn't seem to have done anything. Anyways. So let's click on our old friend here.
We tried to raid Ivy's hideout, but it went horribly
A free
wrong.
exhibit. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on some of the comments. Alright, there's a lot of things they could do for the bases, but you have to understand it cannot be too complicated because if a lot of people have bases, it's demanding on the servers. To invite people, quite simply, you have to go to if you use a D-pad, you have to go left on the D-pad. And then if you see, let's say, group, you can invite new players. Or if you see even friends, if you don't want to add new players, that's how you can add people. For the chat, you have to go into the options, settings, and if you go to the voice, There should be another option. Oh, there we go. There's the chat options, so you can add or delete some chat options if you want to. Not really. If you want to race, you can race as much as you like.
You just saved the life of a GCPD officer.
Hands up and weapons down!
Even a minute later, and I wouldn't have made it.
Hey, you! Over here! I'm Bullock with the GCPD!
Oh.
I'm pinned! Watch out for those sheets!
I've been playing this game for about 6.5 years. So a long time.
You know, servo might be from the 25th century, but combat technology is from the 25th and a half century.
They're not human, if you know what I mean. I think I'm the only one who made it.
I should have started before that.
Ever go back to Too Long Island, it'll be too soon.
Like if I had known, I would have started playing this universe online when it was a beta or something. Assuming that would have been an option, obviously.
These spores will feast.
But sadly, there was a lot of, let's say, critics weren't very positive with DCUO early on. Like the most positive critics I saw early on were saying that the game was fun for about a month, and that it wasn't worth playing more than that. And those were the positive reviews. So you can imagine the not so positives. So the lesson there was never listen to reviews. Right now this little guy is level 29. My highest character is level 224, I think. Well, I knew about this game sometime before it actually was released. But again, as I mentioned, I knew some people who were beta testing the game. Like, I have friends who actually work in the gaming industry. And they're basically professional game testers. So some of them had managed to work on DCUO for some reason. And they didn't have nice things to say about the game. In retrospect, I understand why. There were guys who were really into MMOs. And DCUO is a bit different than other MMOs, so they were pretty much expecting DCUO to be like any other MMOs. So that's probably the main reason why they didn't like the game very much.
You just saved the life of a GCPD officer.
But there's also review, like when you would look at the reviews from, let's say, IGN or even other sources, they weren't very. Again, the most positive reviews were not very positives. Well, I usually only play for fun as well, so I don't worry too much about progressing. Well, IGN is the name that came to mind, but pretty much all the reviews I saw, they were not very positives. And some of the positives ones I saw were sadly somewhat paid reviews, if it makes sense. Like there's this guy Angry Joe who did like 2 videos about this universe online, but from what I understand, he was paid to try out this universe online. Like they didn't pay him for good reviews, but they paid him to play the game and gives his honest opinion, from what I understand. And his opinion was, again, it was kind of positive, but not that positive. It depends for what. If I would choose Superman, I would choose to have Superman's powers. Could have sworn I heard something. You have to understand the context. Black Desert came out years after DCUO. Technology was not the same, and probably the engine also not the same. So, yeah, of course, if you take a more recent game and compare it to DCUO, odds are it's going to have better graphics. I don't look at friend requests while I'm playing. I'll look at that after the stream. I don't want to start looking. I don't want to get out of the stream to look at friend requests and risk somehow ending the stream or something like that. So if you send a friend request, don't worry. I answer to all the friend requests I get. So after the stream, I will take a look at your friend request. So don't worry about that. Some trinkets probably have some level requirements. Some trinkets have some class requirements, some role requirements. Like some trinkets are for a healer, some trinket will work for DPS, some trinket will work for tank, etc. So there might be something like that. Like there might be a restriction that maybe you're not noticing about the trinket you're trying to use. But usually you should be able to use whatever trinket you have. The exception to that is if it's a trinket for a different role, or if there's a level requirement on the trinket. Did anything change after 1 month? Did you change the role of your character? Did you change your power? Did you change... there's quite a few reasons why maybe the trinket doesn't work anymore. No, I haven't seen Black Panther just yet.
And devour this intruder. If you can.
I played Injustice 2 a little bit. There was a free trial not too long ago. Like you could play the first chapter for free, I think.
Stop! Don't hurt my babies any longer. Can't you hear the pain? What have you done to this planet? What have you done to me? Take me back to Arkham. I can't endure anymore.
Was I Working for Ivy?
My babies.
I played Assassin's Creed a bit. It wasn't what I was expecting. Like I was expecting to play a character in the past, and I was a bit surprised by the whole bit where you're actually in the future and then you have to access the memories of your ancestors somehow or something like that. So I wasn't too crazy about that. So I played the first Assassin's Creed a bit, and that's as much Assassin's Creed as I played.
Don't let anything you see inside that greenhouse stop you. Knowing Poison Ivy, she's kept Robin and Harvey alive as slaves. Free them from Ivy's influence, and they can help you take her
So I didn't like Assassin's Creed enough to keep on playing, sadly. So we're just trying to get rid of a few things. There we go. I'm not really looking to recruit, but if you want to join the league, sure, I have no problem with that. Customizing the sidekick and henchman could be fun. It's something that people have been asking for a long time. But I don't think it's ever going to happen. I think the only thing they're going to do really with the sidekicks or the backup is do what they've been doing for some times. Like they give us a LexCorp robot sidekick that you can find in the marketplace. They have like those sidekicks like the Guardians or the Man-Bats that you can have. So they have customized either sidekicks or backups that you can get. It doesn't matter. Flash Kid, I don't care if you're a pro, if you're a noob, if you're the only. I have only one requirement for you to enter my league. Do you want to play this universe online? That's all I care about. But seriously, I have no requirements. If you want to join the league, sure. But be warned, we're very small. We're not that active. We're not organized. So, but if we purchase a few bonuses once in a while or stuff like that, well, you'll benefit from that.
Anyway, thanks for your help.
Batman Arkham Knight, yeah, I did play it a bit. I was a little bit turned off by how much you had to use the Batmobile.
We've got an emergency. The Green Lantern Corps'
And it was kind of fun at first to use the Batmobile. It was a nice novelty, but it wore thin really quickly, especially how you can barely control the Batmobile. Like the one thing that drove me nuts is that it's almost as if you were driving on oil slick, if it makes any sense. So even trying to go just in a straight line with the freaking Batmobile, the Batmobile would still slide from left to right, even if there was absolutely no reason to do so. So turning a corner was even worse. So I didn't really like the way you I would say control the Batmobile, but I actually should say didn't really control the Batmobile. Yeah, I saw Jessica Jones season 2. I'm not a fan of Jessica Jones. I'm not a fan of the Netflix TV show in general. Luke Cage was okay, even though there's a few things I didn't like about it. The first season of Daredevil, I wasn't too crazy about it. I enjoyed the season, the Netflix series I enjoyed the most was the second season of Daredevil, and I mostly enjoyed only the parts with the Punisher. That's what I really enjoyed about that. But other than that, I can't. I'm not really a Jessica Jones fan or even a Netflix Marvel fan. And even worse, like the series I really did not like was Iron Fist. Holy crap, that was bad. There's no other words to say that. Iron Fist was a disaster. I know it was very disappointing because I was a big fan of Iron Fist in the comics. Uh, but and the TV show, but all the Netflix TV shows are. The thing I like the least about the Netflix TV show is that they're trying to do TV shows for dirt cheap. They're trying to make TV shows for very little money, and it shows. To me, it screams no budget. Every time I watch an episode of Daredevil or Jessica Jones or any of those shows, it screams we have no budget. And I understand that TV shows don't have much of a budget. It's normal that's how it works. TV shows do not have budgets that movies have. But looking at what Netflix does with their TV shows, their Marvel TV shows, and how much those shows look really cheap. And when you compare with, let's say, Arrow is also a show that is done for cheap. But holy crap, does it look much better than any Netflix TV show? The only way they try to make the Netflix TV show look better is by desaturating all the colors and trying to make it look more mature because there's practically no colors, like it's practically monochromatic. Oh, there's a whole bunch of things they could do for backups or for sidekicks. Having some of the legend character, that could be fun. And it would give people a reason to purchase the legend characters. Like imagine if you purchase the legend Superman and then you can have Superman as a backup. That would be awesome. Or Batman or any of the legends. I do play other games once in a while. At some point I was playing Destiny a bit. I played Destiny 2 for a short while as well. I played games I really enjoy are mostly role-playing games. Oh, sure, Flash Kid, add me and I'll invite you to my league first chance I get. The thing is, we're gonna have to be both logged in, and the character that I have, I didn't know this.
Never going back to the fifth dimension, so don't ask.
Aw, that was so cute. So basically, a Kid Flash or Flash Kid, you should add my multiverse character as your friend or something like that. And then when my multiverse is online and when your character is online, then I'm going to be able to invite you to the league. Destiny is a shooter, pretty much a shooter game. It was kind of fun. It's almost like a futuristic game. See, that's why I like to play a flying character. Okay, give me 1 second, Flash Kid. I'll log in with my other character, and we'll see what we can do for you. Same with you, Caris. Just let me finish this one mission. So if you guys want to join my league, I'm going to switch to my other character. Send me an invite or a tell or something like that, and I'll invite you to my league. Send me a tell. It'll be much that much simple. Other games I really enjoyed. Usually I like role-playing games. So some of the games I enjoyed were Dragon Age. So my character is the multiverse. Although the I in multiverse is a small L, so it's multiverse in caps, but the I is a small L. So just send me a tell, and I'll invite you. I'm playing on the US PS4. So if you're playing on the European servers, or if you're playing on Xbox, I'm not going to be able to invite you, sadly. And while we wait, let's go to my other base. Ah, well, if you're on European servers, nothing we can do about that. Kyrie's, are you on the European server as well? So for those of you who have been wondering about the Armory thing, I love my 16 armories, and I love having them all in the same base. I'm talking about maybe making a Star Wars video, although I kind of hate most of the styles I try to recreate. Let me give you a sneak peek. Like, this is about as close to Darth Vader as I was able to get, which is not close at all. You have to... You get two or three different bases at first. And then for any other bases that you want, you have to purchase them. So if you go to the marketplace... If you go to base items, I suppose. So you can see you can purchase the cave lair, the ancient lair, but I've already purchased them, so I can't really show you the price unless let's go to preview. Oh yeah, so they're 900 market cash if you're a member, at 1,000 market cash, I suppose, if you're not a member. So basically, it's $10 per lair. So if you want to purchase a lair, you have to go here and you have to purchase the style you want. And if you want to have more than one lair, you have to purchase what is called a deed. And once you consume the deed, then you have access to a second lair. So I'm trying to come up with some Star Wars characters, and it's pretty much an epic fail. Like, I tried to recreate Boba Fett, and it's not even close to looking like the character. So I'm not too sure about that. I toyed with the idea of maybe making a Star Wars video, but you can see the Stormtrooper, not even close to looking like a Stormtrooper, so I'm not sure if I'll make that video. So let's go back to our Red Hood friend. Thank you, Callum. You can purchase armories in the marketplace. During the Christmas holiday, there was a pretty big sale on a whole bunch of stuff, so I bought a whole bunch of armories for very cheap. I would strongly suggest, if you want to purchase armories, and especially if you want to purchase a lot of armories like I did, wait for them to be on sale. There's usually a few sales, at least a couple of times a year. So if you're a bit patient, you should be able to get a lot of armories for not too much money. How do you grind me on this? I'm not sure. Not sure exactly what you mean by grind. Sure, I could make a Sinistro Yellow Lantern style. I actually have a Yellow Lantern Batman. But yeah, I could make an official Yellow Lantern video.
As the Guardian's right hand, Abraham will destroy on sight.
Yeah, I am in Montreal. Absolutely. Yeah, Callum, I'll add it to the list of videos to make.
My ring's almost out of charge.
To
Thanks.
Gotham base. Not sure exactly which base you mean. You mean the police stations, or?
I almost had them, but with my ring like this, no good. Maybe we can take them together.
Okay, I'll show you. Just give me a second. Okay. So you see the multiverse. It's written like the first one. I've made it in small letters. But if you do it in cap, you can see that the I in multiverse is actually a small L. So when you put multiverse in caps, the small L actually makes the I in capital. Crossover Comics, don't know that one. I know Millennium Comics, I know Cosmics, I know 1 Million Comics. Which one am I forgetting? I know Captain Quebec, but Crossover Comics, first time I hear about that one. But it's been, must have been 2 years, if not 3 years, since the last time I went to a comic store. At some point I started buying pretty much everything I was buying from Amazon. Like I would buy omnibuses or essentials from Amazon, and haven't bought anything in like at least 2 years. So let's try and find. Oh, there's one there. So let's get out of here. But not crossover comics is a new one for me.
This is Superman. I'm glad to see you've joined the fight against Sinestro. According to Green Lantern, whatever's disrupting their power rings is here in Metropolis.
Like eons ago, when I was a young multiverse, I was buying my comics in any 7-Eleven or grocery stores or flea market, anywhere where they had comics. That's where I would buy comics. And when I was about 12, I discovered this place called Cosmics, and that's when I started going to specialty comic stores.
Since he wants a fight, give it to him. The sooner we drain the charge from those yellow rings, the better.
Hello, Nerd Swag. I don't remember if it was 50% off, but it was a pretty big sale. Notre Dame West? Oh yeah, I know where that is. I used to live, when I was a kid, I was living close to there.
I assume you were sent by Superman. The Sinestro Corps is using an amplifier device.
So basically, the first comic store I discovered was Cosmics, and I went there. I must have gone there for like 20 years. But then at some point I wasn't going to go to the comic store every week like I used to. And when I would go to the comic store, I would just go to let's say some place that was close to work at the time or things like that. Hello, Diamond Blade. Getting more people to play DCUO is always a good thing. We always need new DCUO players. But yeah, some of the sales are pretty good sometimes. And basically, that's how I pretty much purchased all the Legend characters. I think I'm only missing like 2 or 3 of the Bombshell ones. I didn't really want to purchase the Bombshell Legend characters, but other than the Bombshell, I have pretty much all the characters. You're so mean to poor DCUO. You're going to make Meps cry. But I can understand. You like what you like, and if you don't like something, you don't like something. That's that's fine.
You won't pay your runs on the Green Lantern Corps.
It will be back in a month or two, I think. I'm not sure why, for some reason, they decided to have Legends of Tomorrow take the TV spot that Supergirl is occupying. But once Legends of Tomorrow is done playing, we should have Supergirl once more. So you should be able to play to watch Supergirl before long. Oh, it's okay. Diamond Blade. I was just having fun with you.
Any attempt to discuss the situation with Sinestro has failed. Against all the evidence, he's convinced the Green Lanterns are sabotaging his Corps' rings. Since he wants a fight, give it to him. The sooner we drain the charge from those yellow rings, the better. Sinestro's getting desperate.
I have to ask Kyrie's, why do you want me to go to the Diamond District GCPD again?
This is Vicky Vale with JLA Watch.
With all the comments, I kind of lost the track of what you wanted.
Justice League, but a leader of an intergalactic police force, able to create hard-light constructs from the force of his will alone. When not fighting crime, Stewart runs his own architectural agency. Check out his work at the new Justice League Watchtower.
Ring status. Ring status report. Due to the malfunction in our rings, we require your aid. Find a fallen manhunter. It will have a field ring status report. Green Lantern 1512. Ring status report. Space Green Lantern 1066 deceased. Space sector scan 1066.
There's a lot of good about DC right now. Right now, like in the comic world, DC pretty much seems to be doing a better job than Marvel. Although I'm a bit worried about some of the, let's say, changes they made, but there's a lot of stuff going on with DC right now. There's the AT&T merger that may or may not happen. I think it is the collection, but it's been a long time since I had that little guy. I did make a video about Mr. Mixuspitalik, so look through my videos for the video about Mr. Mixuspitalik. I do explain how to get the little guy in your base in that video. It's been a while since I made that video, so I don't really remember exactly what I did or what I said. I made over 1,000 videos, so I sadly don't remember all my videos. So Kevin, look through my videos for Mr. Mixuspitalik, and you should be able to see how to get the little guy in your base. If not, ask me tomorrow again, and I'll try to look it up.
Ring status report. Green Lantern 80.
But I'm pretty sure I explained it in my video. Remind me why you want me to go to Gotham, Kyrie's?
Ring status report. Sinestro Corps member. Ring status report.
I guess we're done with that, so let's fight some evil Yellow Lantern. Oh, he makes a nice NPC.
Ring status report.
The seasonal is 2 weeks. It should last until March 26th, if I recall correctly. Ah, sure, Kyrie said you can friend me. Everyone can friend me. I'm a friendly guy. Usually.
Ring status report. Sinestro Core.
My armor?
Ring status
You mean this character's armories, or?
Ring status report. Sinestro Core member. Ring status report. Sinestro Core.
Oh, sure, I can show it to you after the fight. For the pets, I made a couple of videos. I have a pet about Mr. Mixuspidalic. I have a pet. I have a video about Mr. Mixuspidalic. I have a video about what's his name, Ambush Bug. So if you're looking for how to get those pets, look at my videos on the subject. Pretty sure I explain how to get them. Usually it's you have to gather certain collections. So basically the armor I have right now. Oh, let's get rid of some little guy. I have a few pieces of Batman Beyond armor because I made another look with some Batman Beyond style. But usually, like here, I have the small demon wings, Batman Beyond, some whatever rings you get at level 11 and 12. The utility belt you get in the game around level 15. The trinket is the Tombot device. Sadly, you cannot get it anymore. I have one artifact. I should probably go and get a second artifact. Again, a ring, new Genesis boots, the Poison Ivy waist style that I got not long ago, the Future Crusader handpiece. So that's the Green Arrow shoulders. So that's pretty much the armors that I have.
Keep the Sinestro Core away from our rings.
Ring status report. Sinestro Core member 541 deceased. Sector scan 541 for replacement session.
You can friend me in the game if you wish, Kyrie's. I'm not sure there shouldn't be too difficult. You made a EU multiverse? Blasphemy. I'm gonna have to charge you royalties for that. Like at least $50,000. I have no idea if the broker or the mail are down. It happens from time to time, I suppose.
Sinestro Core member 4.
But I haven't tried to use the mail or the broker today. Or at least I haven't used it much today. So I wasn't aware that it was down. Although the broker sometimes lags a bit. Whenever there's a new, either a new episode or a new seasonal, there's a whole bunch of people who try to sell new collections or stuff like that on the broker. So usually it creates a bit of lag on the broker. Well, they're doing some maintenance. Doesn't, no big deal.
541 for replacement sentient initiated.
It happens from time to time.
Sinestro's getting desperate. His core is capturing Green Lantern rings and holding them in yellow prison constructs to weaken the Green Lantern core.
Sure. What's the name of your character, Kyrie's?
At least we'll get them out of Sinestro's hands.
So let's go fight the evil Sinestro, because we can. But for how long the broker will be down, give me a second, I'll look in the announcement section. Sometimes they do mention that. St. Patrick's Day, server hotfix. I don't see anything in the announcement section about the servers being down or Yeah, I know it's down for maintenance, but I thought maybe they were mentioning it in the announcement section. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Today they're not.
Ah, one of the good guys. The Sinestro core is using remote fear generators made from manhunters to boost
So let's
their
see,
powers. I tried to
Kyrie.
scan one and the fear from it almost killed me. If you're able, scan the devices. We need to know how to
07.
shut them down.
Doesn't seem to want to work, so I guess I'm gonna have to invite you later, Kyrie's. It tells me error 10. So no invite today, guys. Sorry about that.
Help will be here any minute.
Are you here to fight?
Yeah, I saw the just saw the announcement in game, but sometimes there could be such an announcement on the forum as well. But obviously, there's no such thing. Too late, too late. The battery will be gone. Gone, I says. That's some other friend, Tombat. I don't use him often enough.
Keep your friends close and your enemies close.
We got him. The manhunter's
not
down.
that close.
Watch your backs, Green Lantern. Don't leave any stragglers.
Oh yeah.
Manhunter bounty, yellow lantern.
Sometimes there is a lantern up there. There it is.
Wielders of the power rings that concentrate fear. Destroy or apprehend.
Watching inferiors at work is painful.
Just looking around to make sure I didn't forget anything. Oh yeah.
Use all your will, Green Lanterns. Take out that yellow fear generator.
I shall not pass. Maybe. I wish we could have a big yellow lantern in our evil yellow lantern base, though. Maybe someday.
Manhunter bounty. Aptitude for technology and able to create elaborate light constructs. Wanted dead or alive on counts of aiding and abetting the Green Lantern Corps.
Not sure if there's a feat for all the lanterns. It's been a while since I played this mission.
Hold strong, Green
So tonight, guys, we should have a new episode of Legends of Tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. I think also we should have a new episode of Lucifer. And maybe something else I forget. There might be a new episode of The Alienist, I think. But that's not DC related, so odds are most people don't really care about that.
I see through your protests. You fear Sinestro's power.
You cannot defeat poor Jon Stewart.
Right, but you cannot stop the Sinestro Corps.
Jon Stewart is our friend.
For this attempt to limit our power.
You're crazy if you think the ring malfunctions have anything to do with us, Sinestro. But then, reason was never your strong point. You want to fight.
They made a good job with the Jon Stewart model. It's the collection of one? Okay. Aww. Not sure why I can never avoid the evil blade that Sinestro sends after me. I'm so sad.
Ring powering down, Sinestro? Or maybe your will to inspire fear isn't up to a real fight.
If you are so sure of your victory, why do I sense your fear? Done so soon? Get up and fight!
Aw, we didn't get the Sinestro bracers. I'm so sad. So let's start to our friend Jon Stewart.
Last assault should have drained Sinestro's rings near zero. Maybe now the lanterns can finally track the source of the original disturbance. You did Metropolis proud, and the Green Lantern Corps as well.
This is not over, Lanterns, for fear dwells within us all.
Sinestro won't get far. Thanks for the hand. We'll take it from here.
I often make new characters. Sometimes I'll make new characters, sometimes I'll delete characters that I don't like. Eons ago I was creating and deleting characters all the time. Like I would create a character, play it up to level 10, delete it, then create a new character, play it up to level 10, delete it, rinse and repeat. So I often create and delete characters as I go by. They're not going to add Jason Todd as a legend characters. I'm pretty sure the age of legend characters is behind us. I don't think they're ever going to add new legend characters. The reason for that, pretty simple. People are not buying those characters. There's not enough people who are actually either playing PvP or who are even playing Legends PvE. So there's not enough people actually purchasing the Legends. Or if they do purchase the Legends, they'll do what I did. They'll purchase the Legends. Let's play the Ring War. So they'll do what I did. They'll purchase the legends at a discount.
I can't believe it! You found me!
Yeah, I should live stream tomorrow. Usually I try to live stream from Monday to Friday. Doesn't always happen for reasons, but usually that's what I try to do. But yeah, sadly for legend characters, unless they come up with something really cool that everyone would decide to purchase, a lot of people do not purchase legend characters. I guess one of the reasons for that is that originally legend characters were only for PvP, and for a long time only about 20% of the player base were playing PvP at all. So whenever they would create a new legend character, at best, maybe 20% of the player base would actually purchase those legends, and even then, I don't think even 20% of players actually purchase a legend. Oh, too much talking, not enough paying attention. You see what happens. So you see the guy is level 200 and something. So I'm pretty sure we're not going to be a match for him, sadly. I guess someone defeated him. Oh yeah. If you're wondering, this was the Ring War event. It's a PvP event that happens in the open world. And whatever faction wins the event, if it's heroes or villains, there's a little there's a little PvP vendor that will appear here. Once our friend, the Alpha Lantern, is done doing his thing. Yeah, they were supposed to make a new Gorilla Grodd legend, but as I told you, they pretty much gave up on legends at some point. They tried to give a reason for everyone to purchase legends by adding legends PvE, but there's not many people, it seems, who actually even play legends PvE. So they pretty much they never released a Gorilla Grodd. On this game in total, it's hard to tell. Roughly, I have 2 accounts. I'm legendary on both accounts. So right there, that's about $100, $120 a year. Less than that, because sometimes I was able to purchase my legendary subscription at a pretty big discount. Like the last time I purchased my legendary membership, it was 33% off or something like that. So right now it costs me like I don't know, $6, $6.33 per month or something like that. But roughly, let's say $120 per year times 2 accounts, plus all the stuff that I purchased in the marketplace, all the armories I purchased, the extra characters I purchased, the styles I purchased.
Strangely, even with the fear generator destroyed, our rings are still erratic. We may need to call upon you again.
Although a lot of the stuff I purchased what it was on sale, but still, sometimes it was still like right now. If you look, let's take a quick look. Like right now, all the legends that you can purchase from the marketplace, I've purchased those. So, but I purchased them at at a pretty big discount. Like the last time I purchased a whole bunch of them for like $2 each. There was a pretty big discount on the legend characters, so I was able to purchase a whole bunch of them for next to nothing. But there's a whole bunch of legends that you have to purchase with the Marks of Legends. So let's go to the East End, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I probably should have bought the TV Supergirl before she was gone. But then at the time she was supposed to be a permanent addition to the game. So we were all a bit surprised when she was removed from the marketplace.
Gordon, I'd babysit these two before they're taken to Arkham, or I'd join you out on the streets. The Joker's clowns are acting even crazier than usual because of the Joker's new toxin. That stuff is like atomized insanity. Good luck out there.
But there was a lesson to be learned with the Supergirl legend character, is that when they put an item for sale on the marketplace, if you really want it, don't wait. Buy it right away, because you never know. Even if something is added to the marketplace permanently, it still could be removed for reasons. If there's some like, for example, from what I understand, all the Batman versus Superman stuff and the Supergirl that was removed and all that, all those things were removed because of some sort of a licensing issue that there was between DCUO and whoever. But if they add something to the marketplace that you really want, let's say you really want to have the Flash cowl, don't wait. Maybe someday they'll remove it. They shouldn't remove it. It should be there like forever. But you never know.
And today is no exception. When this attack began, I received an obscure encoded signal.
Well, for the Superman emblem, I strongly believe that once we have the 80th anniversary Superman event, you should be able to have a nice Superman emblem. And I would even suspect that the Superman emblem will be even better than the one we got for the BVS swag bag. It depends. If you plan to use Quantum, sure, buy it. But you don't have to. Personally, I love using Quantum, but it's a personal thing. Basically, I have a whole bunch of videos about the Quantum powers. My multiverse character uses powers, so you can look through my videos for the Quantum powers, and that might help you decide if you want to purchase it. Personally, I love using Quantum, so I would say, yeah, purchase it. But at the end of the day, it depends on what you like. I'm not hopeful. They have to release. They have to give us a new Superman emblem at some point. They gave us a new Batman emblem. They gave us a new Wonder Woman emblem. So it's only a matter of time before they give us a new Superman emblem. And again, with the 80th anniversary of Superman, I am pretty sure I would bet good money that they are going to give us a Superman emblem. And if they give us like the Rebirth Superman emblem that Superman has right now in the comics, it's going to be even better than the BVS emblem. So yeah, I guess I'm a bit optimistic, but I have good reasons. It's not blind optimism. There's a few. It's based on a few things. So I think we are going to get a nice Superman emblem in like April. I think it's going to be even better than the Superman emblem we got with the BVS swag bag. So don't despair. You should be able to get a nice Superman emblem, and we should be able to get it soon. So on that note, guys, that's going to be it for now. So next time when we play with our friend Red Hood, we're going to be fighting a whole bunch of evil clowns, which is fitting, seeing how the evil Joker is the one who killed poor Jason Todd. But we will do that, maybe not next time, but soon. Hopefully we'll get a nice big Superman emblem. But worst comes to worst, we can still use I'm not sure if I have it with this little guy. Worst comes to worst, we can use the Stalwart Defender chest to have a big emblem. Let's see, do I have it here? Oh yeah, I have it. Like, worst comes to worst, we can have a nice big emblem with the Stalwart Defender chest. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. So that's going to be it for now, guys. I didn't have anything to eat almost all day, so I'm starving. So time to go make supper. So I'm not sure what's the next video I'll make. I'll have to give it some thoughts. Worst comes to worst, hopefully there should be the live stream tomorrow. But I'm going to try to come up with at least maybe one or two extra video, maybe tonight or early tomorrow. We'll see. So that's going to be it for now, guys. So as always, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Oh, you're welcome, Kevin. Bye-bye.